So you're telling me you do not think Lampard and Gerrard are the same level of Scholes?
Nah, hold on. I did not say that.
It seems like that's what you're
No,
saying.
no, no, no. I did not
But
say
it seems like
that.
what you're saying.
What I said was.
Actually, you kind of did say
Nah,
that.
hold on. Nah,
Okay.
What I said was.
I'm not saying I disagree. I'm not saying I agree.
Scholes is better than both Gerrard and Lampard.
Combined?
Okay.
They are all in the same level, but that
but he
doesn't
has a slight
like
edge?
he has a slight edge.
Everything you just said is a lie. Everything
Why?
you ever spoken.
Okay.
I disagree with.
No. Okay. Go ahead.
This is a Seiko Creative Sonar Projections production. Enjoy.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the ToroFoot Podcast. And once again, I have to say thank you for all the support. We've seen it on social media. It's been wonderful. Thank you once again. Please help us to continue going forward and doing what we can to continue to present.
Y'all the best, man.
To present the best we can to you.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Seiko Sonar. That's Seiko Sonar, CEICOSONAAR. Follow our sister podcast, Disagreement Podcast, as well. Listen to it, enjoy, and let's get into it.
Yes, sir. So, we have a few topics on the agenda today.
Wait a minute. Can I swear we have a new guest?
Oh, my word. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yes, let us present our good friend here, family here, Danilo. All right,
Yes,
he
sir.
is here today. Any words you would like to say?
What's up, gangsters?
Okay, he is a Porto fan, a Manchester United fan.
Yes,
So you know how to feel about him, right?
And in Angola, is it Primeiro de Agosto?
Primeiro de Agosto.
Primeiro de Agosto, just like me.
sir.
Well, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Any other
I know.
football teams? I think that's it.
No, those
main
are
ones.
the only football teams.
The only ones. Okay.
Yeah, the only ones.
In the last podcast, or two podcasts ago, I believe,
Two podcasts. First one.
he was the one who was reacting
All the main
I was
topics.
heated.
passionately
I was heated. Yes.
when we discussed briefly Manchester United.
The last few comments were to piss him off. If we're being honest.
But as we're saying, I want to actually get right to Inter Milan and the Champions League. This is a bit out of order, but it's just I don't know. It didn't seem shocking to me. It wasn't shocking to me. And there's all due respect to Antonio Conte, who I think is a great coach, and people every time he doesn't succeed in the Champions League, his stock goes a little farther down, which I do understand. I still think he's a superb coach, but they failed to go to the round of 16, and they had a chance to do so by beating a weakened Barcelona team. Suarez had started on the bench. Messi didn't even make it out. Ansu Fati came on, who's looking tremendous, but isn't an established star. They failed to beat Barcelona when they needed to the most to get through.
But how does that how does that not surprise you though?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. That seems like a really interesting statement.
They did not beat the Barcelona B team to pass to the next phase of the Champions League.
I'd rather say it didn't shock me because this is still his first year, and even though with Chelsea showed something shocking, remember what it took for them to win. To win the title. They started off, and then boom, that demolition. I don't know if it was 4-0, and then he changed to 3 at the back, still losing, but then he saw we could work with this, and then they went on a run. This is still his first year here, and if you if you hear him tell it, this team isn't good enough. If you hear him tell it, he's talking about, well, who do I have? Sensi, Barella. These players aren't good enough. Some people say it is a tactic to prepare people for his eventual failure, or some people say it's a tactic to get. Well, you know, a lot of coaches do. A lot of coaches do that. Like they say, like, what am I supposed to? Not even at the highest level. I heard a coach just be like, "Hey, so when you see me struggle, like, don't say me. Look at these players. Look what I'm working with." Like, and I was just like, "Yo, that's cold."
That's great.
He wasn't saying it to me. He was saying it to the director.
That's
but I understand it. I understand planting the seeds to make yourself look less bad. It's not a good look, especially when you're putting it on players. But he did that, and for me, I still don't think his team is at his level. Almost, I want to say, because he's a world class coach. I don't think the team is world class.
I can agree with
that.
How
many world class players does the team have?
But that's the whole different question. But I do believe that yes, they're not where he wants them to be.
Home.
But that's what the issue was. They were at home.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
They're playing a team that's already qualified and putting on less people than necessary.
qualified at the top too.
And so they didn't really need to play that hard. And the only difference is that people coming in want to prove their points too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're playing not a strong Barcelona. You're at home. You actually have been playing really well in the league.
Yeah.
And you come and you play not great.
That's
Missing chances. Like it was not a great game. And also, if you actually watch the game, the amount of defensive mistakes Barcelona made was embarrassing.
Inter shot themselves in the foot. Remember, they were up 2-0 against Borussia Dortmund. At Borussia Dortmund, lost 3-0. They went into the half winning by 2.
But that's what I'm surprised.
Yeah, they lost 3-2.
You said 3-0.
Sorry.
Yeah. They lost points.
Imagine, that's 2 victories against Dortmund. They would have been through no problems, but they could not get the job done, and now they are out. I'm sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, but what I was saying was that kind of surprises me because they're doing so well. They're doing so well in the league.
Well, yes.
And apparently their 2 main players up front, Lukaku and
Lautaro Martinez.
yeah, they are matching like so
Yeah, they
well.
are balling out.
They are doing great.
His chemistry is great.
See the little picture where they both ended up wearing the same sweater by accident?
That's cute.
With the Rottweiler on.
Oh, that's cute.
But to be fair, in the game against Barcelona, I was just checking out. They didn't have Barella or Sensi, who have been very, very important.
But
very
that's
good.
not an excuse to you still
They didn't have
took
Messi.
most. Yeah, you still took most of the main players of your team, and you let Ansu Fati, a 16, 17-year-old.
This was the Barcelona. The few players in Barcelona starting lineup. It's Neto in goal, Todibo, Musa Wague, Carlos Alenia, Junior Firpo, Carlos Perez. That's a few.
Carlos Perez has not actually. Carles?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like
that.
Carlos Puyol.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh.
Well, I know he has not played a whole bunch for us.
He did score.
Yeah, he did score. No, he's a good player. He's not played a whole bunch for us because there's a lot of depth at winger.
How many of the young players have played for us recently?
What's the position you don't have depth on?
Depth?
Defenders.
Yeah. Huh?
Defenders? Yeah.
I mean, you got on the right side. You can play Nelson Semedo, Roberto.
We got 3 with being in the middle. Langley, Piqué, Umtiti.
Todibo can go there, though he might be loaned out.
Well, no.
And he's young.
He's young,
so he might not be ready.
Actually, this is the first time I've seen him play.
But Umtiti has world class potential. And he should be world class right now, but injuries. Langley has world class potential.
Langley has so many, and he's soft, bro.
And
he's so soft.
And Piqué has been world class.
Yeah, he's still world class.
Umtiti, though,
even though what's his name?
Piqué hasn't been world class.
João Felix got him bad when he played him. He embarrassed the hell out of him.
João Felix is a star.
Yeah, but no. See, Piqué is still that.
I'm sorry. He's going to become a star. I hope.
He's going to become. I mean, he's already pretty good.
Okay, it depends on what we mean by star. It depends on what we mean by star. Real quick, before because that's a perfect little transition there. I just have a question. Yes or no? This is not the fire session, but yes or no?
Yeah.
Will Inter Milan win Serie A this season? Philip?
Yes.
I say no.
Philip says no, Danilo says yes. You want to elaborate or are we good?
I can elaborate. I'll say I do think whatever struggles Juventus may have, the depth of that team is ridiculous, and they will overcome it. I think the last 2 times they've won it, they have not had the best seasons to me, but they're stacked compared to other teams in Serie A, so it's easier for them to win it. Compared to Inter, who need a deeper squad, and a few injuries can derail them, they can still get second, but it's going to create a gap.
That's true.
And there is Inter has been spending more. But funnily enough, I spoke last night to an Angolan footballer in Portugal, who I've worked with, know very well, actually family, Alexandre Bragança, who he called me up. I'm sorry?
Names.
Alexander Bragança.
Oh, no. That's not what I was saying. I was saying you actually said name. I don't want to say names. Like my source.
But he's a player. No, we were just talking. He was saying, I feel like Sadi's going to be fired. People were saying he's going to be fired before Christmas. I think it's going to be after Christmas now. And he's more of a player than he's not really a reporter. We're just talking, gossiping, if you will. Great midfielder, honestly. But Sarri might not stay, and it seems I didn't like the match. The fit to begin with, Sarri and Juventus.
Neither.
Just I wanted to see him stay at Chelsea first, like even if it wasn't going well, it might not have gone well.
Honestly. No, honestly, that's a whole different
supporters want to,
we're gonna go into a different conversation about that, but
it was just the fact that these are big egos. He had yet to prove himself. He won one Europa League after. I love his story. Started as a banker, started at the bottom, worked his way up. His style of play is very interesting. I didn't think it fit with Juventus. I think Juventus had to go for that almost counter-attacking style of Zidane of Mourinho with Real Madrid, or something a little more in tune with the Carlo Ancelotti with Real Madrid. Yes, that's in part due to Ronaldo, even though they can consistently dominate possession in Serie A.
The two things I'll say about that is that one thing I'm gonna borrow from Gab Marcotti. He said that.
ESPN.
He's at ESPN FC. He feels that he's trying to appease the higher ups,
the hierarchy. Okay,
and try to play the way he feels like Juventus should play instead of playing the reason they brought him in.
Sarri ball. Mm-hmm. Interesting, fair.
So he's not really quite got Sarri ball since he left Napoli. So whether it be at Chelsea or Juventus.
Do you think he's gonna do that next season when he's more comfortable?
I think now he doesn't. He may not have that time, so now he has to decide. I think that's what Conte was trying to do initially when he came to Chelsea. Like, let me just ease them into me, and I'll kind of appease this way. Like, nope, this second, my way.
Boom. And also, to be fair, it was a different. Like Juventus has been winning for a while. Yeah. Conte, when he arrived, Chelsea has those roller coasters.
We're just coming from the downward spiral.
Exactly. The little dip. They'll come back up, and then
we're literally roller coasters.
But,
so it's fine.
Yeah. And that's a fair question. Will he have time? You can tell by Juventus's clock that they want to win now. They want to go for it now. They let Moise Kean go to Everton, who people were very excited about, a little bit less excited. Someone compared him to.
I still don't understand that move today.
In what sense?
Because I think they want to win now. They don't want to win.
Yeah, but he was producing though.
He was producing.
But you have Cristiano Ronaldo, Paulo Dybala. You still have Mandzukic. Don't forget Gonzalo Higuain.
Mm-hmm. That's four.
We're gonna talk about just those right there.
True.
Oh, am I forgetting?
But I remember that most of the times that he came in, he always
he was decisive.
A positive
impact.
But who are you trying to appease? The kids or the people that you paid $200K
to? The coach.
Apparently, I mean, they believe they'll be able to.
Of course. Okay, let me not be naive. Let me not be naive.
And I think I'm pretty sure they put a buyback clause. That way
I think that might just be a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Hasn't been confirmed.
I think we're dumb not to put the buyback clause.
It would be very dumb.
But I think the idea that Sarri is kind of like a meek personality just because he's very respectful and seems more reserved, I don't think that's true. I think we saw more of him.
He's respectful to the media.
I'll say he's more kind and not as abrasive.
Less confrontational.
And I think people take that as for granted and saying, "Oh, he must be weak." That's not the truth. That there's no truth behind it, and I think we saw some of that with the frustrations he had with the Kepa situation, as well as I think it was
Kepa with Chelsea.
Kepa with Chelsea, and then I think in the final there was a whole.
There was a whole other.
It was the day before. We still won.
Whole other situation.
We still won either way. So I don't know.
But back to Moise Kean, we were gonna discuss the exposure of young athletes. I remember someone complaining last year when João Felix was still at Benfica, Moise Kean was still at Juventus last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year, and might have been January of last year. It was when they were both popping off, so a little bit after January.
Yeah.
This year, I should say, and this person is living in Portugal, has lived in Portugal for a very long time, and he was just saying, man, these Portuguese, they overhype players so much. Moise Kean is decisive every single game. João Felix comes in, does some nice things, but come on, he hasn't proven anything yet.
Yeah.
And even that, I mean, Moise Kean was looking fantastic. He was looking fantastic.
Yeah.
But so was João Felix. Like, João Felix was disturbingly deadly. He was scary deadly. You know what I mean? He was scary deadly.
He's very. I was really impressed with what I saw with him in the preseason. Mm-hmm. I had not seen him play beforehand, and he was I mean, he still is. I mean,
João Felix?
João Felix, yeah, he's going through a really good poor spell right now. But I mean, he was killing early on.
I'm sorry, we have to intervene every time we bring up João Felix. Danilo makes sure to remind everyone that he.
Listen, hold on, nah. Wait.
Anticlimactic.
It's painful. It's painful.
Listen, just a quick, very very quick
Don't worry
backstory. João Felix, he was first a Porto player. He was in the academy, and we ended up selling him to Benfica, which they're our rivals. I completely hate them. I want to put that on record. I hate Benfica and every single player who is related to them.
Di Maria.
Di Maria especially.
That's double hate.
We cannot curse here. No.
We cannot curse. No.
Yeah. So bump him. So, I have mixed feelings about João Felix, but for now I'm still on the hate train. But I cannot deny the fact that he's really good. He's a beast. He's crazy. Still bump him, but
I always find it difficult when they talk about exposure to youth. I think it's tough because he came and he's very talented.
Look, and talking about Felix.
I'm sorry, it's not specifying. And in La Liga, they call him the next. He's gonna take over the reins when Messi leaves and all that. That's such a wait. You understand?
Take over the reins as being the guy.
It's way too much. You even start with his team. You said of La Liga.
That's insane. That's the thing. Like with these young players, sometimes we have to like go very. We have to like
build.
Yeah, because because guys like Afelai come to my mind.
Ibrahim Afelai. From PSV to Barcelona. Was that the direct?
Yeah. Direct. Like guys like him.
Where a lot of work was expected of him.
That a lot was expected of him, and then ended up not,
living up to his
expectations. And injuries didn't help that
at
all.
True. All. But the thing is, we have players like this phenomenon, these quote unquote wonder kids, right?
Maybe the best example.
Who?
Achim Mastur, the AC Milan, the YouTube
star. But I'll pause that too, because I do think that was where it comes from, the eye test, not always being the best, able to ability to try to test their skill. Because I think it's just he can dribble really well.
I think it's a perfect example of overexposure. Look at compare it to another Alexandre Pato of AC Milan. Sure, he did not live up to his potential.
You're just trying to hit him.
No. I'm actually making a reference. I'm making a reference.
It's a trend.
Legitimately. All right. I'm making a reference to the fact that AC Milan, they were very careful with him. They made sure people wouldn't talk about him. They tried to protect him. They tried to keep.
He still had a lot of hype.
Yeah, when you're that good, you do.
True.
But for the years he was there in the academy, they were trying to keep it low. And then, boom, at a certain point, when you start playing, you start balling out, you ball out. And other players are going to just talk about, oh, mom, dad, there's this kid. People are going to come and see those reserve sides, those U23, U22, U21, 2019, 18, 17, especially if someone is playing a couple years up and still playing well in those leagues.
Yeah.
And that was an attempt. I don't feel like that was overexposure. I think a little bit of that was injuries and structure.
The best one we have, I think, in USA, but I think it definitely permeated the rest of the other places, is Freddie Adu.
Oh, Freddie. That's a good one. That's a good one.
15.
Still playing. Still looking for a club.
Or I think he's not playing anymore. He was playing last year, but not anymore. I don't think. He didn't retire. I think he just has not got. Well, he played for like a third tier in Denmark. I remember they posted his he hit some nice free kick and Bleacher Report hit it. Showed us like that's great. Okay.
He was in so he's been in Finland, he's been in Portugal and Serbia, in Brazil, he's been in Turkey, Greece, Portugal, France.
But for those that can remember that time, everyone was talking about him like he was the same. What Messi is now.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about him. They felt like, oh, he's going to be like Messi at 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. That's how they talk about Freddie do at 15.
Well, he was American too, so you know you're going to hype him up. Let's get something clear.
Yeah.
Every country hypes up their players to no end.
That's true.
Let's be honest. True. Every single country. True.
Christian Pulisic,
but
who I love.
Christian Pulisic, that's another one that they hype him up. And I'm saying we're not helping him out.
Renato Sanchez.
Renato Sanchez. If you remember, he starred in that European victory for Portugal in the Euro 2016. Yep. Scored an excellent goal and was sold to Bayern Munich. Went a bit too early and has struggled ever since.
He's at Lille right now. It's actually a little bit. He just came out. He came out of our game. I just realized
he got too much too fast.
Just showed up in Lille. So he came off the bench at Lille. So they try to move it too fast. Way too
funny. Funny that you mentioned Lille. And when we're talking about this particular the subject, Camavinga, Eduardo Camavinga of Stade Rennais, who is an absolute baller, 16 years old, started against PSG, and was the man of the match, has been man of the match has been one of the best players every time he plays. It started significant games. He is of Angolan descent. Not going to play for Angola.
Never.
But no, that's it. The exposure thing.
Bittersweet.
It's media. It's the club, especially with the social media now. You got to protect them. You've got to protect these kids. You've got to help them. You got to help. First, you need a good structure, and clubs know how to do it. Know how to do it, and to get through this, you got to have a plan. First off, let me make it clear. A lot of professional clubs will tell you from the jump, when you come into that academy, most of you will not make it as professional players. That is extremely normal, and I think that is an important ice-cold glass of water. Now I'm talking about in the world.
Most clubs said, okay.
Yeah, most pro clubs, they will let you. Quite a few will let you know. I won't say most. I don't know every pro club in the world, but quite a few will let you know. Most of you aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is true. The percentage once you made it into an academy, that's a step. That doesn't mean any. It's not that it doesn't mean anything, but it's no guarantee. It's not a guarantee. No matter what academy it is. Mm-hmm. So you start with having a plan for them. You structure them, and then. The last thing, I remember I was at a course in France a few years back, and we're talking about how do we protect players? How do we make sure that players who don't make it to the highest level, they still have something in their lives, that they're not just kicked to the wayside? And someone said, well, maybe we should provide schooling on the side, yada yada. And a lot of clubs do that. And one of our professors, I'm not calling one out, I don't remember his name anyway. One of our professors said, we're not here to create for engineers or anything. We're only here to create professional players. Period. Which
that's crazy.
It's true. It is true. But the tone was kind of like it didn't. It kind of presented like, all right, once he doesn't make it, we're done with him. I'm positive that's not how he felt. I'm positive that's not how he felt. But that's not the only. But there are people like that in the game, and you got to keep those away from young players. Yeah. Like the truth is, not all of them are gonna make it. That's how it has to be.
Well, talking about people who help young players. Let's talk about Frank Lampard.
Frankie Lampard.
True.
I'll let y'all go first because I don't want to.
I mean, to be honest, Frank Lampard, like he started pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's the new manager thing that happens, like the
manager
players.
bounce.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they lost their first game 4-0, and I wrote in the article that they did not deserve to bench, and it was very flat.
No, they did not deserve to lose that game like that.
I remember you very excited.
I was very excited. At least at the end of the day, still like a win against Chelsea, but we did not deserve to win the game like that. But anyways, started the season pretty well. And I guess now he kind of hit a slump after
they are struggling a bit.
Well, okay, so
the Manchester United fan.
I'll run through this really quick. So
go ahead.
I think they succeeded a lot quicker than he probably even hoped, because he sees what we see, or at least what I see. There's a lot of things we could be better on.
Of course.
And so. I think a problem I feel a lot of people have and don't actually grab onto. Everyone would love to play wide, expansive football.
Okay.
That's why it's more entertaining. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Why don't many teams play that? Yeah, answer that question.
Not everyone has the talent to, or not everyone is inclined to as well.
Okay.
Sean Dyche of Burnley says everyone would love to play this way, but we don't have the resources to.
Resources is one, and so when you don't have the resources or you don't have the talent, what can happen? We can get run through.
Yeah.
And so we have maybe the second worst, or at least bottom five in terms of goals.
Norwich and Sheffield United. I mean,
goals conceded. No, I'm saying
they're willing to play it. I think it's. I don't know why we're talking so much about Frank Lampard. First off, remember, this is only his second job. I personally I admit, I wasn't for him going to Chelsea. I didn't think he'd do as well as he's done, and he's been incredible.
He has been incredible.
To me, he has been. His team has been very good.
With the team that he has, yeah.
But I think it comes back to, and not to say, not
the team's very young, don't forget.
The team is very young, that's what I'm saying.
They lost a world-class player as well.
I don't want to disrespect the work he's done.
Okay.
But I do think that you see the lack of experience, even in this most recent game he just played against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He changed the formation about 4 times in the game, trying to find the best mix of what we're trying to work through.
Mm-hmm.
And then after he couldn't find that, he threw in some odd choices.
Yeah.
And to me, it doesn't quite make sense.
But he's been doing that for a few games.
He has been doing that for a few games, but you're trying to figure out what the best options, or what can work in that game. But you should not be doing that almost middle of the season.
True.
That's what you do at the beginning of the season, not middle of the season.
That's true.
And that, I understand you can change it once, and say let's try something different because it's not working. Or let me throw some subs on because it's not working. Okay. But going to change it 4 times in one game, that's incredibly. Everyone uses the term naive, but it seems naive to me. You don't know what you're doing.
I'm just writing down notes to remember everything I need to respond to.
At the same time, how many competitions are you guys in right now?
We're 3. Champions League, Premier League. We're out of the FA Cup or League Cup or FA Cup.
One of those two.
Yeah, so just that one, and then that's it. I think.
So
3.
He still has to manage players throughout those competitions, and I feel like somehow the ban is kind of starting to affect the team because one of the players that you've been using the most, I guess, is Mason Mount.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And
his protege, man.
And the way that the amount of importance that he has in the team, because he's basically the one responsible to put the balls in the final third.
I'm sorry?
Mount.
That's not true to me at all. I know that may make your perspective, but not true to me. I'll say
no.
Should I say what you told me about?
He does have the vision. Sometimes he doesn't have the pass.
Okay, so what did I say?
You said you don't see much more than goal scoring from him, which to me is
even with, I'm going to clarify that, even with the goal scoring, it's not consistent. So that and that's the thing.
What is his role?
His role to me is energy. That's all he has right now.
That's it.
Pressing and adding energy to the front line because he does not create. And me and Milton, we've had a discussion of
who is supposed to create.
I think you put that under Jorginho. Jorginho and the wide player is supposed to.
But you look at the formation and you say Jorginho is the one who's supposed to create.
That's how they have it. That's not.
Oh, right. Let me get in on this one.
All right, go ahead.
Hold up. First off, can we say that Mason Mount is 20 years old?
Yeah.
Can we settle down? Secondly, when we judge Frank Lampard, let's please not judge him the same way we judge Pep Guardiola or Jose Moutinho or Sean Dyche or Steve Bruce because I'm sorry.
We're on the same place.
No. He has less experience. How come we're going to be more patient?
No.
How come we're going to be more patient with a 22-year-old player than we are with a 29-year-old player and get frustrated with Willian for making mistakes or decisions that a younger player is allowed to make? On that case, I say, why do we seem that players can improve but coaches can't? That's number one. Secondly, because I did write this down, you said
my notes stand. Go ahead.
I will say that he's at a world-class club. He decided to go there. The criticism, that's part of the game, and that's how it's going to be. He's earned the criticism. Secondly, but personally, I'm not as critical because I didn't expect as much. I didn't expect anywhere near as much. I had Arsenal in my top 4. That's not going so well. I had Tottenham in my top 4. That's not going so well. I had Chelsea 5 or 6. I don't remember.
What did you put Manchester?
6 or 7? 5 or 6. 6 or 7.
Yeah,
5 or 6.
It hurts when he hears these things.
5 to 7.
Where you at right
but then you said.
I asked.
Okay.
Phil, you said these are things you shouldn't be trying in the middle of the season. Changing formation, chopping and change should be trying in the middle of the season.
That much.
First off, I would say I have changed formations quite often in a game before. Done it a few times. It's not something I enjoy doing. So that means there's an issue. There's a legitimate issue. But at the same time, don't forget we're saying they're only chopping and changing this. Do we know if he's reacting to the other team? Are we saying the other team isn't changing something? So that is a point that you have to acknowledge. What if he changed it once, and Eddie Howe is brilliant? I think he's a very good coach. Mm-hmm. Changes something. Well, this isn't working anymore, and my team is struggling to adapt to that. Let me change again. The strategy isn't working. The tactics isn't working. Let me change. So that is no. Okay. 4 times is a lot.
Yeah, but I'll say it. I don't.
No one is condoning that or encouraging that. That's the first one. Okay, that's the first one. Secondly, you said, what did you say? So 4 times in one game shouldn't have been done. That might mean he doesn't know his best team. But don't forget, Rudiger has been injured for most of the season. No. They've been playing with Christensen, Tomori,
I'm
Zuma.
pretty sure he knows what's his best team. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not positive. I'm not positive.
Sure. No, wait, are you sure? Because he played the same team like 5 out of 6 times. I think he knows his best team.
I'm not. I think. Okay. I should say. I think he is close to knowing his best team, but he doesn't have the team he wants yet.
He doesn't have the team. I agree with that. I agree that he doesn't have the team he wants.
Yeah, of course.
But he knows what's his best team, and that's why he's struggling, because he has to manage between Champions League and Premier League,
but he doesn't, and also bring in young players.
He doesn't trust his players he has.
But they're young. He has no captains and types of armband, but captains like soldiers out there. They're like, I can trust this person, period, to get the job.
Well, I was talking about that aspect. Talking about, for example, Milton knows how I feel on Michy Batshuayi, but the one game that Tammy Abraham was hurt, instead of putting Michy Batshuayi in and giving him faith and trying to put on Olivier Giroud, had a horrible game.
That's easy to say after he's had a horrible game. No, if he had a good game, would you have said the same thing?
No, but I'm still mad that Michy didn't play.
No, so if he had scored 2 goals, you would have been upset.
I'm still mad Michy had not played. I promise you that. I promise you that.
So as long as they keep that same energy.
Yeah, all right. I just don't like the fact that you have someone who you claim to be your second striker, you bring in every time for subs, but when you have someone who, Tammy Abraham is still not 100%, he holds his hip like a lot still.
So he doesn't trust him. You can't force someone to trust someone.
I understand you said don't trust him, but how can you not trust someone and not give him a chance? All right, you keep giving wait. You have not
ignored practice, the role of practice and training. You guys ignore that way too much.
We had this discussion beforehand. The practice training, I understand, but at the same time, as you said, there's a difference between sometimes. John Obi Mikel just came out and said Eden Hazard is probably the latest players he's seen in practice, but when game day comes, wow. He's very shocked.
Are we comparing Michy to Eden? Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
That's not the point.
You don't always get the best out of players in practice. Because practice does not have the same competitive edge.
Absolutely.
That game has.
Well, that's it. It depends. I've heard Alberto Moreno when he was at Liverpool saying practices were harder than games. To be fair, he didn't get in the games very often, and he got upset with Klopp. But some coaches are able to get to that, push it to that level. Also depends on the playing level. But simply put, if you are unable, I'm going to look at me. If you're unable to do what I ask of you in the game, in the practice, I don't want to trust you in the game. You don't deserve it. That's another thing. Deserve. You have to earn it. If you're not willing to earn it in training, I can't trust you. Some people have. You guys have seen the fines he has, like the fines for being late. All right, those are astronomical numbers. All right, these are 20,000, 10,000 for players. For players, like these are not numbers. That means he has a certain standard. If you cannot achieve that standard in practice, you have no business being a part of the team. That's period. That means he should justify it and let him go. But you went, coach, and don't forget, guys, we are not there. That's another thing. We are not there. Remember when that was the rumor that Wilfried Zaha was dating David Moyes' daughter, and he was struggling to get in the team partially because of that? There are a lot of things going on.
I just saw the Nigerian player for a Swedish second-tier team.
Yeah, got his president's daughter.
Yeah, the president's daughter pregnant, and they let him go.
Yeah, but I think that is a fair point to say that everyone talks, everyone says this, but let's be honest. Most of us don't know that much about what's going behind the scenes, but I don't have that much of a problem with a coach not playing a player because it can happen that this player is not providing you what you need to provide.
So pause. Okay, so that can be the case.
Okay.
But if he's your identified second striker, right? So when your striker goes down, who should play? Please clarify for me. Just
hold on.
Keep it simple. Don't add too many other aspects.
Okay, I won't.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If it's your identified second striker, it could be him, or it could be the fact that you don't think he's better than a different formation. You might not necessarily remember Fabregas was playing as a false nine for Barcelona at times.
Yeah,
or things like that. Or Manchester City sometimes put Raheem Sterling through the middle.
Keep it with Chelsea.
All right, keep it with Chelsea. Very good. He's an identified second striker. Who is he telling? The media, right? To keep things clean, to keep everyone happy. He's giving them that little bit. I don't think he trusts Michy. I don't think he wants. Everyone is saying that they need to get another striker. I agree. I don't think Michy should be at Chelsea. I want him to try also.
Same. At this point, I am. I'm getting tired of it.
But at the same point, but Phil, how many coaches has he had that haven't trusted him? At a certain point, is it the world class coaches and a former world class player, or is it Michy?
I'm not saying that it.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I'm saying Michy does need to improve, of course.
So
but how the hell do you improve out any game time?
But Phil, he's not proving it in training with multiple coaches. Training in game is different, but simply put, if you're unable to do what I ask of you in training, why should I give you a game?
How does he go everywhere else to succeed, but not in Chelsea? Please clarify that for me then. Then if you can say all this, say all that, but everywhere he's gone outside of maybe Valencia, he scored goals. His goals to time on the pitch ratio was ridiculous.
Or maybe it's the weather.
We could just talk about the simple way they play.
Like that's my big thing. Just
Chelsea players counterattacking as maybe Crystal Palace.
No.
The fit happens as well. I understand, give him a chance, but at the same time. I just have to look at it.
I get tired of seeing him play with second-tier players in cup competitions, and then.
Oh, that doesn't provide a fair view of him. I absolutely agree with that. But I have to come back to the simple part of multiple coaches have not believed in him. Conte, Sarri, and now Lampard.
Well, I just say, and I'll end with this point. I was talking to Danilo about this earlier. We're starting to see. The difficulties and the evolutions of coaching, almost the way we see it with players. Mm-hmm. You're saying that we feel like coaches can improve. After you felt like I was saying, that's not what I was saying. And I hold everyone to the general base standard, and then I give some allowances based on age and those kind of things. But it doesn't mean you still have to meet that standard. Just to clarify that point earlier.
You hold Mourinho to the same standard as.
You brought Mourinho. You named all top tier coaches until you went to like Eddie Howe. No disrespect to Eddie Howe, but you're talking about big clubs. They play big. They coach big clubs
like that.
They coach big clubs, right? Yeah. And so my thing is, yes, you're going to be compared to them directly because you are coaching a big club.
You can compare, but hold to the exact same standard. I don't hold Messi to the same standard as. Do we hold all players to the same standard?
That's no. Wait, I said same general standard. Same general.
Let's stop acting.
It's not
like
the same.
Let's stop acting like we treat players and coaches the same way. We do not.
Well, of course not.
We hold coaches to a much higher standard than the players.
Because the idea is they're supposed to know more than the players.
Possibly,
yeah, supposed to be how.
Fair. That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
I guess we do give more space to coaches like Lampard,
but that doesn't mean it's right.
Like Ole, because they're like legends of the club.
There you go, legends of the club. That's the one that
like I guess Lampard doesn't mean you should be in the get more wiggle room because of that.
Also the band as well,
and the band, but he's still gotta.
I agree, but something. I don't think there are that many coaches that would do better than Lampard.
I'm not saying that.
And also, I just again, like I said, I wasn't expecting a lot, so that's why I'm less critical of him. But for instance, if Klopp was struggling with Liverpool, I'd be like, homie, nah, not you.
I understand that, but I understand what you're saying. The thing is, when Lampard starts doing things like changing the game tactics like 3-4 times a game.
Very good. I'm glad you brought that back up.
That's when we start like. Bro,
absolutely. I agree with that one.
Okay, before you, the last part I'll say is with that. In fairness to him, watching the game even today and even the last 3 games we've lost, I'll say it's 60% players, 40% him. It's not only just him.
Yeah.
He even said in his
this doesn't look like a team I want to train.
Almost.
That
but
is cold.
He said we need to have some personality. We need to have balls on the pitch. We need to stop taking the safe route and everything. We need to start showing that we have this. He said no one wants to watch a game where it's a keeper to center back to fullback to keeper to center back to center back. No one wants to see that. So I thought initially I thought that's what he was telling him to do, keep the ball moving. But I'm seeing that he's getting tired of that too. He's getting frustrated. But at the same time, I want him to be a little more vocal because he sits on the bench like, I don't like.
That's different. That's different. That's a different topic. That is coaching style, and also in almost courses that is taught you can't talk too much, especially with younger kids. But we'll get to that later. But I will come to the comparing Chelsea to Ajax and why Ajax was so adventurous. Don't forget where they were taught. Not just the fact that it was Holland and Ajax. The fact that it was England on the other side and how they still are so against playing out from the back certain places and doing certain things, which that I'm not even going to put on the players. I'm going to put on everyone else surrounding it. Because if you're 14, 18, 20, and people just like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You're not going to do it as much.
Yeah.
So that is part of it. But you said tactics. All right, let's get something straight. There's a difference between strategy and tactics. Okay? Strategy is everything the coach prepares before the game and at halftime. This is the definition I was taught, and I love them both to separate strategy and tactics, right? Even though I almost would have switched them. But strategy, I wouldn't actually, makes more sense, is everything the coach prepares around before the game, in training, because don't forget, a game isn't played the day of. That's the entire thing.
Yeah.
So if they're failing on that, then I'll be like, all right, sure. He's been making mistakes in training as well.
Okay.
Although you can have a great training week and have a bad game, and the exact opposite.
You can do that a lot.
And that could be the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So strategy is what the coach prepares. Tactics, from this definition, tactics is how you as a player and your teammates adapt in the game. So individually in first instance, and then as a team. And we can't forget that at a certain point, you gotta adapt. Now, this is a very young team, so I'm not going to call them out as much on that either. I understand what you guys are saying, but I'm just like, why? Don't forget, Messi came up in a team with some relatively established stars, I'd say. A lot of players came in with a relatively established stars. This is a team that doesn't, and with a coach that isn't, and just lost. Is he established?
No. Relatively established stars. Williams is a star, I guess, right?
You, of all people, are frustrated with me, young. Do they have any world-class players?
Pedro,
Kante.
Kante has barely played, but that's fair.
And I would say
no.
Jorginho.
I can't put... Jorginho has to confirm for me. I love him.
Is Azpilicueta counted on that one?
I would count him on there.
Yeah.
Not
the world-class.
Form
Form-wise, no,
right now,
but
no.
I think over time, yeah, world-class.
Yeah.
Form right now, no. I feel like we got a lot of heat right now, so this is a perfect time for the fire session.
All right, no problem.
All right. And we have a new friend.
Yeah.
So the new friend will be the first one to receive the questions. How about we say six questions, right? No more.
Yeah,
6 questions, all right?
You will regret this.
That is his conference. Phil, you want to start?
I'm going to let you get the first one off.
Yeah, let me get the first one off. Okay. So.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, then.
Yep. Are you ready?
I am ready. This is a fairly easy one.
Yep.
What would mean more to you and why? You have 1 minute.
Okay.
Porto winning the Champions League.
Yep.
Winning everything in that 1 year.
Yep.
Or Angola
Uh-huh.
making it to the semifinals of the World Cup.
Angola. Easy.
All right, how far
Angola,
low do I need to
easy.
go? All right, quarterfinal.
Huh?
Quarterfinal.
Angola. Easy.
Okay, why?
You can go as low as Angola making it to the
World Cup period?
Period.
Like one time, 2006.
Listen, no. Angola making it to the Can finals.
I was wondering if I should say
Final.
Can, yeah.
Yeah, Can final. That's how low I'm going. Angola is
Give
trash.
me some time, man. It's a
Angola
goal.
is very trash.
All right. That's
No.
my country.
Okay.
All right, it's ours.
It's my country too. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make sure that I put that statement out there. We are very trash right now.
We do well in other things.
And as much as I want Porto to win another Champions League, wow.
Porto has not.
Okay, we are in a bit of a slump right now. But as much as I want Porto to win Champions League, I do love my country and I really want something.
All right, that's a minute. Real quick, we didn't mention Porto. Fabio Silva of Porto
Yes.
is a star in the making.
Yes.
And he I believe he was at Benfica. I believe maybe before. And for a little bit, he followed his older brother, and he's basically Porto's response to João Felix because Porto was absolutely massacred for losing João Felix. Fabio Silva is 17 years old. He is a lethal striker. We'll see what becomes of him. Hopefully, overexposure doesn't drown him. That was a little dip in the pool during the fire session. Phil, come on back to you.
Hopefully,
I'm a gradually increase the heat, so I'm gonna start really low.
Go ahead.
Really low.
Go ahead.
I already have it.
Should Ole stay as the coach of Man United?
Yes, he should.
Why?
Okay, so I see I see a lot of mistakes from Ole.
Okay.
I also been seeing improvement from him as a coach.
Okay.
Okay, that's props to you.
Coaches can improve.
Coaches can improve, and he is helping also players improve.
Fair.
We've seen a major stupid James Daniel, like he is a completely different player. He came in as a scrub, and now he's
that scrub was scoring.
That's a strong.
No.
In the beginning.
He was scoring in the beginning
and working hard.
Working very hard, but now you look at him playing with
more intelligence, definitely.
Man,
yeah,
the quality,
bro.
The quality.
The paces. Oh,
like he had the pace and on the quality.
So no, till when? How long do you want to keep him?
I want to keep him for 2 years.
Okay, all right.
2 years.
2 years.
That's another conversation.
All right, that's 2 years
Go
right
ahead.
there.
That's you.
2 years right there. I got it. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. All right.
Go ahead.
Right now. I actually don't have a question.
You don't? Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Step up.
Yeah.
I'm keep it all United. Just heads
Yeah.
up. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Who is more important to United? Martial or Rashford?
Rashford. Martial Martial could be up there if he wasn't injured as much.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pause you really quickly.
Yeah.
Someone said that Rashford only seems to play to the top tier of his level when partnered with Martial.
When Martial is there, yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I agree with that statement as well.
Nice little touchdown.
I agree with that statement as well. But one phrase that is said a lot here in the United States: the best ability is availability.
The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So Rashford is there all the time, and Martial is almost never. He's made of glass.
Wow, that was. We got 20
as much as I appreciate him and I appreciate his quality and we are a completely different team when he's on the field.
Yeah.
But I would still take Rashford all day. He's younger. He's better.
Okay.
He's just legend in the making.
Okay.
Next Ronaldo. Yes, sir.
You took it there.
Okay.
Okay. All right, back to me.
So actually, I'm gonna pause.
Uh-huh.
I used to think that statement was blasphemy.
What?
Next Ronaldo. That kid has shown me something this season, and I do not think it's to that level.
He's not there yet.
He's gonna be playing. No,
I
do not think there's no next. I think he'll be his own.
Yeah, he'll be his own.
But I do not think it'll be to that level.
He's not going to be Ronaldo.
That's a different level.
He's not going to be Ronaldo.
I saw someone try to compare.
We're not talking about five golden balls or whatever.
I think I saw someone said Ronaldo's first
mentality.
127 games and Rashford's first 127 games.
No.
First of all, you know that's a jacked up stat because 127 games. Come on.
In particular.
Come on. 127.
Yeah, 27.
Come on.
Yeah.
But no, that's very similar numbers. Okay, but you got one?
I got one.
Go ahead.
We're gonna leave United and go over back to Portugal real quick. Okay.
Sheesh.
All right. This is a twofer right here. Okay.
No, I'm
Deco or João Moutinho?
Oh Lord. What? Why are you doing this to me, bro?
You know what's funny? I was going to ask the Deco question too. I chose not to. I know you like Deco like that. That's not sure. Okay, I love Deco.
Is that should have been a short pass?
Oh Lord!
Do you want to pass on this?
Okay, no. I don't want to pass.
You have one pass. So mine's pretty good.
No, I don't want to pass.
Okay. So respect it.
So Deco, formerly Barcelona, Porto, de Chelsea, João Moutinho, Sporting,
Moutinho.
Porto, Currently Wolves.
Okay, so I'm gonna favor Deco. One, because he was no, because Deco was a major piece to winning the Champions League with Mourinho in the early 2000s, and he definitely was like a major piece in our team.
Okay.
João Moutinho as well, but Deco, like, he gave us a Champions League. I'm not gonna ignore that. João Moutinho gave us a Europa League, and he played for Sporting. So at the end of the day, that's gonna win.
Deco was never played though, I think, for Benfica, but he was part of. He did pass through there.
Yeah, but
he fixed it with the Champions
League. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna ask the two for right now. I'm gonna let it go. Next one, Phil.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you made the right choice. I love Deco. Yeah. Former Chelsea player as well.
Yes.
And Barcelona player.
I did mention. Yes.
All right. Okay, so the hardest of all hard questions, and it's just to ease you into this.
Oh wait, it's the hardest one?
Hardest one.
Let me get in.
You want more? Oh, okay, go ahead.
All right. So, Nani or Quaresma?
Ooh,
who is better?
I like that one.
Or who would you rather have?
It's a fun one.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Because Nani didn't play for Porto, but
talent. Nani played for Manchester United, and he was really good for us.
Oh, that's true. I forgot you are United fan, so that counts as well. 'Cause I was thinking Sporting with him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, Quaresma did play for Sporting
as well.
But
he
yeah.
For Porto.
Okay. Yeah. He was a great for us. But anyways, in terms of talent, Quaresma.
Okay.
Hands down, in my opinion.
Who would you rather have in your team?
I would rather have Nani. I would rather have Nani because of I would trust him more. I would trust.
Tattoo?
No, not face tattoo. I would trust Nani more. Period. I would just trust Nani. I wouldn't trust Quaresma.
Do you remember that?
Because of his discipline, he's just
a little bit.
He's great, but like he just can't. No, I cannot trust him. Right. I cannot trust him. I'll take Nani.
All right.
If he was just for quality, just for talent, I would take Quaresma.
All right,
for sure.
Bill, last one.
All right.
I'm scared, bro.
For the position of number 7 in your team.
So like right wing in particular?
Right wing in particular.
Or just take the number
right
7
wing
and be that star. Okay.
Actually, the funny part is it's both.
Okay.
Right wing and number 7.
Okay.
Beckham or Ronaldo?
Oh God, Lee! I was afraid.
I eased into it. I was gonna tell you. I thought eased into it.
Oh, my
Me too.
God, you bastard! Oh man. Oh. Do I have to answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're really confident last week.
Oh shoot! Oh man! Oh man! Okay, so
you can pass.
You can. You know why? Because you denied it. Once you deny the pass, you can't take it.
That's not true.
So Beckham, he definitely was.
You can pass. If you want to be a coward.
Ooh. Beckham was a legend. He's a legend for Manchester for sure.
And Ronaldo, is it? Was it?
Ronaldo, bro.
Argentine.
Okay.
You can pass.
I'm gonna choose Ronaldo.
Why?
One, I saw more of him.
Fair.
In Manchester United.
True. And in life, let's be honest.
And in life, true. But damn, Beckham though, like so, he did.
You said Ronaldo, yes?
Yeah, Ronaldo.
Okay.
Ronaldo.
I would have said Beckham so I could put Ronaldo on the left flank. But but that's just me. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it.
That was interesting. Yeah. I didn't think that was the best position to me.
Who?
Ronaldo.
On the right or the left? On the right, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It's the left flank. What? We saw him at the best.
No, that's true too.
We saw him at his best. Real Madrid was his best, not just for the goals. It was a different maturity.
Period, amount of time. Because I always think the interesting part about Ronaldo was seeing his progression as a player. Because he went from someone who we knew more for tricks to be someone we knew for goals.
To production and then to just goals.
Yeah.
And success.
Yeah.
And victory and winning.
Goals.
And
goals.
Yeah, he was just
a lot of goals.
I remember that there was
disgusting amount.
A time when YouTube was starting to like show up and the comparison videos. It was usually Ronaldo, Robinho, Zlatan.
I do remember these.
Joga Bonito.
Yeah, Joga Bonito. Yeah.
I do remember that. But funny you speak of Zlatan because you said you wanted to discuss this real quick for the last little part.
Yes.
Pep Guardiola, we know he had that little
riff
issue, let's say riff.
Yeah.
Okay, with Zlatan. Yeah. But you asked the question which has been asked by everyone. Really.
Yeah.
Would Pep be as good or as successful if he didn't coach as strong as a team? Or as Mourinho stands, let's to say, how come Pep has never taken an FC Porto to the Champions League final and won? Which I mean, Mourinho has done it. And how many coaches have?
True.
How many coaches have? But would Pep Guardiola be as successful? Let's be honest, Manchester City, it might be this marriage of Guardiola and City. I don't think I've ever seen a club almost not even I want to say built for a coach. Like before before he arrived, they started putting things in place for his arrival. That's years before. It's not he's arrived and we're gonna do this.
Get you this play.
It was years before they put directives in place.
Want some coffee or tea? Both.
But then he also succeeded in Spain, in Germany, different countries, different cultures, different languages, with powerhouses that had financial dominance and at times could buy players from rivals, Bayern, and weaken them. Bayern.
Okay, so I'll say this.
Okay, go ahead.
I started off with just saying I think we can never, and I don't know if us are doing that here, never question this man's brilliance. I think between his understanding of the game, his ability to translate that information to players, and bring out the best in them, what he's done for Raheem Sterling, that right there is his resume.
Although I do want to say Raheem Sterling as well. Fantastic. He's
fantastic player. But take his first year with Guardiola to his year now.
Oh my! It starts
like it is insane. Even just take the use of his left foot.
It's crazy.
So
composure in front of goal.
What?
Oh my gosh. More. Oh my god.
So that's it. That is his resume.
That's a perfect example because
I say it's great to see that. Now, I will say, in fairness. To Pep.
Okay.
And we talked about Frank earlier.
Yeah.
Or Ole.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a chance to coach a big club. Are you going to say no?
That's true.
That's true. That Barcelona one. Hey, remember, he had just been coaching Barcelona B, I think, for just one season.
Well, I just learned this recently. Because, of course, Jose was the translator.
Yeah.
And actually, before he went to Porto, he interviewed for that Barcelona job.
Yeah.
Same time Pep interviewed for that Barcelona job.
True.
They gave it to Pep.
Mm-hmm.
So the video I was watching was
wait, what? They both at the same time. Before you went to Porto.
They said they were actually good friends before he went to Porto.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Because you said I thought you said
they were
before,
good friends, and they both interviewed for the position.
But it wasn't before he went to Porto because I was after we went to. Wait. Oh, okay. I see. I see what you're saying. They gave it to Guardiola, but years later.
Yes.
Okay, it threw me off there for a second.
Sorry, I missed my words.
No, I got that.
Okay,
that.
Now it's interesting to see people were having now any difficulties they have as young coaches and your first big coaching.
Oh man, remember Barcelona?
That was I feel I understand what Mourinho's saying because right now we're seeing in terms of what you said in terms of Porto. Can you take him to that and do
absolutely.
that? Absolutely. We're seeing right now. Even with the players he has, the frustration that has been built up by Pep, with them not being what he wants.
Yeah,
and it makes sense because
how often injuries?
Of course, all respect to the injuries, but even with that, the team is still stacked.
Absolutely.
Outside the defenders, I'll say
that team is stupid.
So to me, it is
stupid good.
No, we got that.
For those that don't understand slang,
ridiculously talented, loaded team.
But he's still super frustrated.
Yeah.
And so, can you only imagine if Pep I'll use Premier League teams.
I can imagine that. Yeah, that's true.
Or since he's starting in Spain, manage even Real Sociedad before he went anywhere else.
I can.
You see him. I see him tactically being able to do stuff, but a frustration level of not being able to quite grasp.
Especially when he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Although this may be one of those things where this might be an extreme example. I feel like if Pep was to manage a lower club, just because it's so fresh, I feel like he'd be Marco Silva.
Wow, that's a compliment to Marco Silva. That's how I take it.
Because I think that's how you should take it. Because I really believe that Marco Silva has potential to do great things outside of his personality sometimes.
Hold on. We should end it on that. Let's make this very clear.
Yeah.
Phil just said that if Pep Guardiola was to coach a lower team, he would be Marco Silva. I didn't really talk much on Pep, but I don't want to after that. That's enough for me. That's enough for me.
No, I just want to know if you guys agree with this.
Please give us your reactions to this. I don't like hot takes. I don't believe in them. I don't like to entice people or incite people, I should say. But I think this one right here was not a hot take. I think he truly meant that. That's just the truth right there. So, once again, this was another episode of the ToroFoot Podcast. Thank you for listening. That was fun.
Make sure to check us out. Subscribe.
Yes.
On YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Seiko Sonar. CEICOSONAAR. Double A.
Thank you once again to
Comment,
Danilo for joining us.
Hit us
yes,
up.
Sir.
Danilo, in and out. He'll be here, though.
Yes, sir.
And, quick surprise, next time you will be getting the first episode from France. It'll be a quick little snippet, just me there. But will be a little treat, and after that, we'll be in France once again. We'll have a special guest. So stay tuned for that, and thank you once again. Stay strong and prosper.
Peace.
Peace.